if you notice that your headlight's flickering either on the passenger side or the driver's side. So yesterday I've noticed the passenger side was flickering during daytime. It was, I think, around 4 p.m. The only reason why I started noticing it is because when I was making a right turn, I noticed, you know, some flickering lights beaming off a sign. So I decided to pull over and check it out, and noticed that this side headlight on the passenger was flickering. So let me see. I don't think I have my keys. Actually, I do. So you can't really tell. Let's see if it turns on. Okay, well, besides that side. So if you notice, if you try to turn on your high beam, basically this one, and it doesn't turn on at all, meaning then you know that, okay, this also stopped working and your high beam is not working, meaning the ballast on there has gone out. So either you got damage, water damage on there. You know, some time to time I do need to replace this headlight, but it's about like $1,200 for this. So I'm kind of holding off a little bit because it's still working, it's still functioning. But besides the fact that moisture does get in, and eventually, of course, when it rains non-stop, water does go in. So the ballast is right underneath the headlight, which is attached. So you just basically plug and play. They are being held on by 3 screws. They are star-bit screws. So to get to it, you would have to go underneath. So I lifted my car a little bit higher with a wooden plank because the front lip actually just goes a lot lower than I would have expected. So I do have the new ballast, which is this guy. See, 3 holes for the 3 screws. You just got to make sure it's the correct one. So there's little 3 pins on the right side and about 5 pins on the left side. So you got to make sure the design is exactly the same. Otherwise, you know, you end up buying the wrong one, then you have to return it. Especially for the dealership, they charge a 20% restocking fee. So I'm gonna let you guys see how I got to it. Alright, so I went underneath and took off about 4 bolts. 4 bolts are right here. So one of them is right over here. The other is right here. Definitely is harder. And the other 2 was right here, and 1 right here. So for you to get to it, you just basically either turn the wheel a little bit more outwards, and you'll get to the ballast. I know it's kind of hard to see. The ballast, oh, the ballast sits right there. Not sure if you guys can see that. Shine some light right up there. You see that little shiny little piece? I got some debris from trees here. Hopefully there's no giant spiders. That's the one thing I don't want to be working on. Well, that's fine, I guess, but compared to a rattlesnake or something. One of my friends actually had a rattlesnake sitting right on top of his engine bay, and he didn't realize it until he felt something, you know, on the corner of his eyes, you know, while he was changing the headlight bulb, and he heard the little hissing noise. So, you know how snakes are. But that's where it is. So you got like Starbit keys right there. 1, 2. The third one's on the side. I think I should be able to get to it. I think I might have to remove that little metal bracket, but it should be fine. I turn the wheel. If you notice, the wheel is facing outwards. And basically I'm going to take out these little rivets right here. I'm going to do 1 and 2. So I'm going to take off those 2. And that should be it. And so I'll be able to pull this out more. So I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver. I'm going to pry it out, and then I'm going to use this to kind of pull out the rest. Let's see if I could actually do it, because then I think I should have just stuck with taking out the other way direction. So, okay, there you go. So pull it out. Same with the other side, just basically pull it out with your hand. Then same with the other one. Where's the other one at? Alright, so I got both of them out. Here's the first one. First one there, second one's right there. So you just basically kind of wedge this out. So what you want to do is remove that bolt right there. Where's that bolt? This bolt right over here. So you want to remove that so you could pull that bracket out, because then again, there's the ballast right there, but the bolt is it's underneath seating under here. Can't really see it, but so you have to remove this bolt to be able to pull this out downwards and get to the other star bit bolt under there. I'll show you guys. So it's a 10mm bolt. So just use a ratchet socket to remove it. Once you get it loose, let's see. I'll show you guys what I mean so you guys can see exactly how to remove this. So once you get that loose, basically this kind of moves out of place, and then you have enough room. There are some wires in the way to be able to get to it. So I think it's, you know what, I think there's one more bolt somewhere underneath there. Might be underneath the hood. Let me go get to it. Okay, so to remove that bracket, these are the other two bolts right there, these two. So you need to remove that bracket just to get to the other star bit bolt. So I got one of these ratchets where you can actually bend it in certain ways. Makes it a little bit easier to work with. So once you loosen it up, basically you just take off the whole bolt by hand. So that's what I'm basically gonna do. The only difficult part about this, it moves around a little bit freely, but I mean technically that's what you want. Okay, so once I release that, just gonna remove everything by hand. So I'm not sure how it is on the driver's side. I've never had to do the driver. This is the second time I had to do it for the passenger. The only reason why I'm having bought it from the dealership, it's because you are basically going to pay about almost $800 for one of these ballasts. And there's two. So you're thinking about spending about $1,600 for two ballasts, including tax and all that. Depends where you live. And right now it went out again, so most likely there's water damage in it. We'll see, because the first one I did have water damage when I took it out. There was literally water inside the ballast where the plugs are, and so I figured, I was like, you know what, good thing, you know, I just bought an inexpensive ballast from Amazon. So I decided, you know what, why not purchase another one a few days later. And I did. Good thing, because literally it takes a while, you know, it takes a few days until it arrives to you from even Amazon itself. So it's a little bit more convenient. So right now I did order another one until I get the chance to replace the entire, you know what, I think you have to replace the whole thing. You gotta be kidding me. I mean, remove the whole bracket. You know what, I think I should be able to just get around it without having to remove these. Let's go try and see. Okay, I think I should be able to work around it. Oh, and my light fell. Great. Whew. Got lucky there. It slid right off. in the wrong spot. Dude, that dust debris on my phone. Alright. Still inside. So we're at it. I'm gonna remove this starboard bolt. Just gotta be careful I don't lose it. There's one more. Actually, two more. Sorry. I do apologize. This one's a little bit harder to grab, so we're just gonna drop it downwards. The other one is this one. Just slide over. Where's that bolt? I can't see where it is exactly. There it is. Okay. There, perfect. Okay, so I think I might be able to get to it right here. So, yeah, okay. Okay, this one's a little bit tough. So I think just those 3 bolts, you just gotta remove and you should be okay. Let's take a look at what's going on with this one. See why, ow. Wait, why did it come out? So you just gotta pull down. That works. And it's basically just plug and play. So I'm curious why it's flickering. Because then, I mean, I figured it's the ballast again because the high beam is not even activating when I press the high beam. Okay, so it looks like there's no water. Wow, a lot of debris falling. So it looks like there's no water. Oh, actually there is. I just noticed some drops of water coming out. Just a little bit. Not as much as before when this happened. Okay. So water got into it. Most likely I'm guessing it's getting into there because of these vents. Oh, you know what? These vents don't even have an opening, so mostly I'm guessing it's coming from the headlight itself, where the water is coming from. Alright, let's make sure I don't mix up the old one and the new one. Alright, so we're going to put the new one in. So just basically put it the same way. The only thing is, it's a little bit harder to see because you got that bracket in the way. Okay, let me see if I could remove it because man, it's hard to tell where to basically insert it. And yeah, I don't want to damage. Yeah, there's some water damage on there. Yeah. Great. So water's dripping inside. And they fell again. Alright, so let's make sure that doesn't keep happening. Lock this in place. Not sure if I got it in the correct spot. I think I did. Alright, perfect. Got it. Okay, let's fight, fights. Cats fighting. Alright, so I got it back in. So we're gonna start it. And minute of truth, guys. It works. There you go. So let's turn on the high beams. Oh, whoops. There you go. Both are working. driver's side and passenger. Awesome, perfect. Well, let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I'm glad I did buy the spare. So that's how you replace the ballast on the passenger side. The driver's side will be another story. Definitely post a video on that, guys. For me, I would love to show you guys how to remove it, but unfortunately I don't want to go through the work if it didn't break. So hopefully it doesn't break. Cross more fingers on that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and keep subscribing, guys. Thank you so much.